Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Hassan from the Spiritual Walks. I hope everything is going amazing for you. I kind of want to reintroduce or help you rediscover something that you know very well. I want to help you rediscover what it feels like to rest in being. Resting in being. What does that mean? So, your being is the essential self. Your essential being is that which is referred to as the I or the I am. So, what is that? Because when I ask you, who are you? You say, my name's Hassan. I like swimming and I like burgers and I like planes and trains. You see all of these images, or one particular image of who you think you are, who you feel you are. But all of these things are being observed, nevertheless. Now, if you say, I am the body is also something that is being observed. If you are this body and this leg is being cut off, are you less you? Or what really happens? You still feel as though you are you. There's just a leg missing now. So who are you really? And the best way to really understand what it means to rest in being, which is actually extremely simple. It's so simple it's overlooked. The best way to do this is to inquire. Ask ourselves maybe a series of questions to debunk the way we've been seeing life all this time. So then, who are you? So I am not my body. Because when I eat food, that food essentially turns into my body, right? And I wasn't the food, but all of a sudden, there's a particular process that turns the body or the food into the body, and then it's the body. It doesn't make sense for us to be the body. So then, who am I, or who are you? Am I my thoughts? Someone famously said, I think, therefore I am. Is it because I think that I exist? Have you ever experienced moments where there were no thoughts? Did you cease to exist? Have you ever experienced a moment of awe? Something extremely spectacular. You see something so grandiose, so beautiful, and you're just like, wow. And it's just stillness. Absolute stillness. And there's stillness because the mind simply doesn't know what to say. There is awe. So clearly, you are not your thoughts. If you were your thoughts, then who is the one observing them? Who is the one observing them? When you go back to that moment where you feel this awe, what is observing that awe? Because the mind is quiet. There's no thoughts, no movement of thoughts. It's still. What's observing? You say, I'm observing it. Yes. Yes, you are observing it. Very true. But what is the nature of you? What is the nature of that which is observing it? So, if I then ask you a question, are you aware? What do you say? Am I aware? Of course I'm aware. Of course I am. But how did you verify that you are aware? How do you know? Well, I can see, I can hear, I can listen, feel, touch. So let's suppose you were blind then. If you couldn't see, you'd still tell me that you are aware because you can hear. So if you are deaf and blind, are you still aware? You realize that your awareness, you being aware in this moment, is not tied to the senses either. It's got nothing to do with the senses. The senses are there to pick up on what is happening in the moment. The senses are just senses. They sense, you feel, you see, you touch. This is all the content that is being observed. There is that which recognizes the seeing through the eyes. There is that which recognizes the hearing through the ears, the tasting through the tongue, the smelling through the nose, the feeling through the entire body. All of that is being recognized. All of that is being recognized. What is the nature of that which recognizes all of that? What is it that is recognizing all of that? It can't be conceptualized. You can't draw an image to it. You can call it as many names as you like. And people have been calling it different names for thousands and thousands of years. Since the beginning of time, people have been calling this thing names. It's not a thing, really, because it recognizes all things. It's that which recognizes this moment. Whether we like the moment, we dislike the moment, and it never discontinues. It never discontinues. If you want to call this awareness, it's impossible for there to ever be a lack of awareness. It's impossible for there to be more awareness. If you want to call it consciousness, it's impossible for there to be more consciousness. It's impossible for there to be less consciousness. There's no discontinuity in consciousness. Yeah, so what about when I go to bed and I sleep? Well, when you go to bed and you sleep, let's suppose as soon as your head hits the pillow, you wake up again. Was there any discontinuity? Because as soon as the head hits the pillow, you wake up again. Was there any discontinuity in consciousness? The content may change. A dream may be perceived. The content that is being witnessed, that is being observed, that is recognized in the moment, that will change. So what when I black out and I faint? The same concept. I'm not sure if you've ever seen anyone faint, but if anyone's just fainted or blacked out right in front of you, they could be gone for like 10 seconds or something, 5 seconds. And all of a sudden they wake up and everyone's around them like looking at them funny like this, like, hey, you okay, bro? And the person's just like, what? Why is everyone around me? They didn't even realize it. There was no discontinuity in consciousness. As soon as the fainting happened or started, it finished. There's no discontinuity of consciousness. Can anything exist outside of consciousness? Let's try it. Let's try observe something outside of consciousness. It's impossible. So these questions we've been addressing, or we've been looking at the nature of consciousness. That's who you are. You're not the body. You're not the thoughts. You're not anything that has been accumulated. You are that which observes all of accumulations in life. That's who you are. That's who you are. So, we have recognized that there is that which recognizes all things. We are being aware of being aware. When you are being aware of being aware, what you are doing right now is you are resting in being. You are resting in being. Everything that takes place is just taking place. It doesn't need to be challenged. It doesn't need to be accepted or declined. It doesn't need to be liked or disliked. It's all just happening. There's only one consistency, and that is you, that which observes it all. If you have any questions on this, or there's something that you don't quite get, or you want further clarification, I'm very happy to help. I'm very happy to have a discussion with you. We can talk about this. But aside from that, I really hope that you rest in being. It's all you really want, trust me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.